I'm Greg's older brother, Peter. It's an honor to be speaking tonight. Before I continue, I want to say thank you and wow to the mothers and fathers and to everybody else who played a part in organizing and executing this beautiful celebration. Let's give them all a hand. This is a celebration for tonight and for many years to come. 28 years is a long time, and that's how long I've known my brother Greg. And if you know me well, you know that I can be a pretty deep guy, perhaps too deep sometimes. And that summing up all my thoughts and feelings from 28 years into a brief speech can be a very difficult task. And in some ways, it has been. So I decided to sum it up this way. And my hope is that my words penetrate and resonate deeply. Greg, I love you very much. And friends and family, I want you to know that after 28 years, I love my brother very much. I didn't imagine that as a joke when I wrote it. I imagine a lot of, All right. Okay. Another is the matter of love. This may be a surprise to many of you, but I am not a love expert. Of course, I love the Blackhawks and Black Olive Pizza, but when you start talking about love between humans, things for me get a little more complex. But I'm being serious too, because when I think about the wedding process, amongst other things, I think about the deployment of advice and stories relevant to marriage, usually coming from people that have experience or wisdom of marriage. But I'm not one of these people. I don't have the perspective of marriage experience. What I do have is the perspective of knowing married people and observing them. At times, very closely. Communication, honesty, commitment, shared values and goals, enjoying the simple things together. Of course, all this is necessary for a healthy marriage, but much like my declaration earlier about loving my brother, these words carry a much deeper significance. I want to talk about moments. Yes, moments. I classify these moments as being indescribable but totally understandable. Many months ago, I had such a moment with Greg and Andy. I was down and worried about some things. What I needed was a listener. It was at a party in Chicago, a small gathering of lively young people, but I was on the couch by myself when Greg and Andy walked in. We hugged, said hello, and immediately they both sensed that something wasn't right with me. I shared some of my mind with them, and then the three of us sat on the couch together. For what seemed like an hour, they both listened and responded to me, and here is the moment. What I recall most about that occasion is the comfort I felt in their love. They were a team, on the same wavelength, adding to and reinforcing each other's words and expressions. And the way they listened to and appreciated each other was beautiful. There is something to say about a smile and stare when it's attached to a man who is in love. It can be sacred. I have seen Greg have such a smile and stare for Annie many times. But this moment on the couch had me believing, truly this is a remarkable woman, and my brother is a blessed man. Again, I'm not a love expert, especially on the topic of marriage. But what I've gathered so far in my experience is that there is a deep truth in love. And this depth makes many things possible and understandable and worth experiencing and living or dying for. I've also learned that there is noise in and around every marriage. It threatens sacredness and truth. But I believe also that the deep truth speaks harmony, and that's what we all desire. And now I have a declaration for all of you, our family and friends. I can speak on behalf of Greg and Annie when I say that our families love and appreciate all of you. And they will need and want us standing beside them as they journey together through the many seasons of change coming their way. Every person here has an important place within this sacred love I speak of. Please celebrate with us tonight and for many years to come. Finally, my closing remarks for the bride and groom. You both know the type of stories I enjoy most. There's a story involving a talking lion, Narnia. And then there's one about a magic ring, The Hobbit, or The Lord of the Rings. And another about a flying lost boy who can't find his shadow, Peter Pan. What I enjoy... Thanks, Bill. What I enjoy about these stories is that something deeper is at work within them. Something is anchoring and leading these characters and themes. This something, if I may suggest, is of divine inspiration. For the same reasons, the story of your love is one of my favorites. There is nothing common about your love story. In fact, as I see it, no love story can be common. Two people with their own depth coming together to share love and life is special for many reasons. Something has led both of you to this very moment, and it can be characterized and defined many ways. But what matters most is how you both characterize and define your love story tonight and for years to come. Your love is deep, and I pray that it continues to be anchored and led by a deep and beautiful God for many years to come. Annie, you're now married to my best man. A prayer of mine has been answered. Greg, I'm so very proud of the man you are. I'll always be your best man. Greg and Annie, your love story will continue, and you'll both be happily ever after. Thank you all for listening and celebrating with us. I hope to see you all on the dance floor next to me.